Hello, it's Friday, March 22nd of 2024, and today I'm here in downtown DC at the National Mall, and I'm very excited to show you the new Metro 8000 series mock-up at the Fleet of the Future Expo, as well as one of the new electric buses later on. The Fleet of the Future Expo is located just outside of the northern exit of Smithsonian Station. The expo has been open since the 20th of March, just after the famous DC cherry blossoms peak bloom, and will be open daily from 9 to 5 until the 3rd of April. The 8000 series, being built by Hitachi, is only the second ever mock-up on the National Mall, the first being the very first Metro train, the 1000 series, in 1968. Before we start, be aware that the 82-foot long mock-up is not as long as the real paired cars will be. As you can see in this diagram, about half of the pair has been cut out, but don't worry, the mock-up still gives a great idea of what the train will look like. When I entered the tent, one of the staff members offered to take a picture of me, which I accepted of course, and I got given a nice free Hitachi branded bag. There were QR codes scattered around that led to this online Metro history quiz, which I aced, and various important and interesting historic photographs were on display as well. As I stepped into the mock-up, I noticed a huge capacity upgrade compared to all previous rolling stock. This upgrade can be split into two main improvements. First, an open gangway will be installed between each pair of cars, which I'm personally a big fan of. On the mock-up, the gangway is made of hard plastic, but it will definitely flex in real life. The second main improvement is the availability of longitudinal seating as well as the traditional transverse. I appreciate that they're maintaining the transverse instead of going full longitudinal, because the Metro is sort of designed like a commuter rail system and trips can be pretty long, and I like window seats. Two different seat designs are being tested to find the best way to accommodate the bigger windows. I personally prefer the larger seats, even though the window is slightly obstructed. A smaller improvement to capacity is this single tri-pole in the door zones. Now to accessibility. There are of course designated spaces for wheelchairs, like the 7000 series, but now there's also assigned space for strollers, bikes, and luggage, which is great. These larger spaces will only be in every other car, so wayfinding has to be placed on the outside of the train, accompanied by some smart-looking hexagons. New screens have been installed near the doors, and the ones on the walls have been made much larger than those on the 7000 series. While walking towards the front, I noticed the lovely wall decorations. Hopefully they, or something similar, will be incorporated into the final design. Finally, you're also allowed to enter the driver cab. It's been fitted with stickers for all of the buttons, switches, and dials, as well as a movable power handle with notches, which is very fun to play with. The seat was also very comfortable and looked to have many adjustments. Before I end off the train section, I wanted to give a disclaimer. The mock-up is missing some features that will definitely be in the final version, like proper screens, heated floors, and automatic doors. The seats are also made out of hard plastic, unlike the real padded seats. To give the public some perspective on what the missing features will look like and feel like, a screen, heated floor panel, and padded seat sample are being displayed outside of the train just before you exit. Next to these samples is a small kids section, which I sadly didn't really visit, although I would say that the whole experience is great for kids. The 8000 series should be in service by 2028, but hopefully sooner. Are there any negatives? I only noticed two. The next stop LEDs are way too small in the mock-up, but that may just be the sticker, and the open gangway is only between pairs and not along the full 6 to 8 car train. This is to allow for more flexibility, but it does limit walk-through capacity. After touring the mock-up, I made my way over to the real 60-foot articulated all-electric bus, some of which are currently in service. These buses have new, simpler fare boxes and smart trip pads with large, bright information displays. There are also lovely screens that show the route, direction, time and date, next stops, ETA, and ads, unfortunately. These buses come with two USB-A charging ports under each pair of seats and luggage space on the wheel wells. All Metro buses, including this one, have sensors by the back doors that warn people to
please do not stand in the rear door area.
The staff were also giving out foldable 3D paper buses, one of which I took home to construct, and the bus had bike racks, like every other North American bus. I noticed three negatives. 1. Only USB-A? Now everything is USB-C. That's kind of annoying. 2. This 60-foot bus only has 2 doors, which is awful for dwelling times. A European equivalent would have 4 doors. 3. The aisle between the wheel wells in front of the gangway is way too narrow. If you walk a few blocks east to 7th Street, you'll find Metro's first pop-up shop, located inside of a cherry blossom-wrapped bus. The pop-up shop is selling a large selection of items at reasonable prices, and the catalog sort of looks like an ice cream truck menu. The inside has been very well decorated for the occasion, and the staff also expressed their struggle with operating inside of a bus, and pointed out their extra stock in the back, which I thought was pretty cool. And that marks the end of this 3-part video. The expo and pop-up shop end on April 3rd, so come while you can, if you can. Anyway, that's all from me for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!